Hi. Throughout the previous module, we studied email basics. We studied the structure of well-written and well-organized emails, and we included a section for mechanics. Now, it's time to work the different types of emails that you will need in your professional life. We're going to focus on three different emails: informative emails, request emails, and complaint emails. As well, we're going to study the grammatical structures and the structure you need to follow to create each of these. Let's start. When we talk about informative emails, we're talking about the type of email that provides information to a reader. Some examples of the type of information informative emails provide: it's updates, it is announcements, it is details, and it is communication of changes. With these things in mind, to effectively write an informative email, we need to use grammatical structures appropriately. There are three grammatical structures that are typical in informative emails. First, the simple present, because it is the grammar text that explains processes and describes characteristics. For example, if you have a course that you are offering to someone, you explain this course has 6 modules or 10 modules. When you listen to that, you are talking in the simple present or you're speaking in the simple present because you are describing the service you are offering. Now, a second typical grammatical structure you use, it's the past simple because you use it to narrate. These can be decisions that you have made, or probably the way this process was designed, etc. So, with this in mind, whenever you describe something that happened in the past, you use the simple past. For example, we designed this program to help young professionals learn English. We go back to the past. And it's a finished action and a completed time. Finally, you may sometimes, not necessarily all the time, but sometimes you can use the future with will to refer to the future results a process is going to bring about. For example, at the end of this course, you will be able to write effective emails. If you listen, here I am using will because I am talking about the future. So these three grammatical structures, the simple present, the past simple, and will, communicate three different stages in your informative. Let's take a look at the following examples. On the first example, there is a combination of the past and the present. We designed an app that allows users to transfer money without fees. We designed an app. That was the process that they took in the past that has a characteristic in the present, allows users to transfer money without fees. On the second example, I am describing an English course. Therefore, I use the simple present. The professional English course has 6 modules of 10 lessons each that enable students to communicate effectively. In this case, everything is simple present because it is describing the characteristics the professional English course has. Now, let's move on into a sample email from which we're going to analyze the structure of well-organized informative. When we talk about informative emails, the same conventions apply. You need a clear subject line and an appropriate salutation. But when you start working with the body of your email or the content of your email, there are some things that you need to do. The first thing you normally do is to define who you are. In this case, this person is writing on behalf of an organization called Language for Good Incorporated. And then they explain the reason for them writing. We are writing to offer you our language services. They talk a little bit about themselves, what they do. In this case, with more than 15 years in the translation, interpretation, and teaching world, we can confidently say we are the best at. If you pay attention to these two structures, this writer is using the simple present because they are describing themselves and they are introducing some of the services that they offer. Let's take a look at the three services they present. In this case, you have a translation service that uses the simple present because it is describing the characteristics of this service. The same happens on the second service and on the third service as well. Since this person is making a clear set of statements in relation to their services, everything is simple present because it is a matter of a description. Therefore, the use of the simple present is required. Now, once this person has presented the services, they follow to invite the person to take an action. In this case, this person offers them the possibility of setting up an appointment to discuss how these services might be useful for this company. If you see and analyze this structure, this person is following very simple steps to clearly communicate what an informative email is supposed to communicate. Characteristics, processes, probably costs, etc. Once they have done this, they move on into the closing. Kind regards, and they finish with the signature. In this case, this person leaves their name, their position at the company, and their contact information. Following these simple steps, you can also write an effective, informative email.